This person says their best trainer just no-showed for a session. We probably all have had that happen before. It's our worst nightmare. Never want it to happen. And what I'm going to teach you won't eliminate it altogether, but it will definitely minimize the chances of it happening. So she said that she did request for someone to cover for her, but never confirmed whether or not someone could. She wants to know, how can I prevent this from happening in the future? So for me, I put it all on my trainers, and I put all responsibility, on them to cover each other. So let's just say we have 4 trainers. Maybe one works, 60%, it's my head trainer. And then trainer number 2 does maybe 20% of the sessions, and then 3 and 4 will do the other 20 or 10% each. So for me, ultimately, my head trainer, it's their full-time job, so I'm paying them $2,000 base salary plus, per session. And no matter what, if these other 3 trainers can't make it in, it's the head trainer's responsibility. I mean, they don't have nothing else going on unless when they go on vacation, which is very, 2, maybe 3 weeks a year. Everything, the rest of the time, the head trainer has it covered. For everybody else, everybody knows that if you no-show for 2 sessions, everybody oversleeps once in their life. But after that, there's no more excuses. So I have a zero tolerance after 1 policy. So after the first offense. So the second time they do it, they don't show up, they're gone. I don't care if they're your best friend, your best trainer. If you put a policy in place like that, you have to be willing to back it up. Because if you don't, then nobody else is going to believe it, and they're not going to believe anything else you tell them or any other rules that you put in place. So we have a 0 tolerance policy after the first offense. So when that first one happens, you have to have a heart-to-heart with that person. I don't care if you have to set your phone and 2 or 3 other alarms to make sure that you get there on time, or have the head trainer give you a wake-up call, or whatever it is you have to do to not get that second offense. And I used to work for a company who had a 0 late policy for just 1 time. If you did it, you're gone, no questions asked. And I swear, everybody there was always to work 30 to 40 minutes early. And so it didn't matter if there was traffic or an accident or anything, they always got there on time, if not super early. And nobody complained about it. They just knew that same thing. It's part of doing business with you. So once it's a policy and people get over the fact that that's how strict it's going to be, you don't usually have a problem. And what I tell them is they can have as much time off as they want, but it's up to them to find their replacement, whether it's the head trainer or one of the other 2 trainers. It's up to them to find their replacement. And if they can't find a replacement, it's ultimately the head trainer, but if the head trainer still can't do it, then all that tells me is that we don't have enough trainers and I have to hire somebody else. And I let them know, I'm always looking on the lookout for new trainers, and I am. And if they can't cover each other, it just means we don't have enough staff. So no problem, I just hire somebody else. And in order to keep that person, interested in the job, I have to give them a couple sessions here and there. So most people are going to lose, 2 sessions each probably. So you're going to lose a little bit of money, and you're going to keep them hungry. And I'd rather have more trainers than not working, training less sessions. So that way they're always trying to make more money, and you have more people to choose from to replace. So try to always have, more trainers than you think you need. And just have them, a lot of times they'll work, I don't mind if my trainers train at a big box gym or train one-on-one at a studio, as long as they're not teaching any other boot camps or group training classes. And the other rule is they're not allowed to post on social media about any other fitness, programs that they're involved in except for ours. So they can't be hey, I'm looking for 3 more clients at, such and such big box gym. They can't post that on social media while they're working for us. They're only allowed to talk about, our program, our boot camp, but they are allowed to have, personal one-on-one clients outside of boot camp. Not our members, obviously, but at another gym or whatever. They have to make a living. So, and if they teach other boot camps, they're not allowed to talk about it or promote it on social media or online, unless they don't want to work for us. So more trainers is always better than not enough, and then they have to cover for each other. If they can't find the replacement, that just means that you need to hire more trainers. They'll lose a couple hours. They all know that. It's in their manual, and that way they're always looking out for each other, because they don't want you to hire anybody else, because that's money out of their pocket. They'd rather actually only be 3 of them instead of 4 of them, or 2 of them instead of 4. So again, make it part of doing business with you. Create a zero tolerance policy after one offense. I wouldn't do 2 offenses, but you could if you want. So 3 strikes, you're out. You could do that. Whatever you're comfortable with, as long as you back it up. Whatever you say you're going to do, you just got to make sure that you actually do it. And with this type of policy and having more trainers than you need, it's going to make it so much easier for them to find replacements and never have to worry about a trainer not showing up. So just follow that and you should be good to go. It won't eliminate it, but it will definitely minimize the damage. It'll minimize the amount of times that it happens.